Hello friends. It's been a while, well, a lot less time than the gap between the last two videos, but it's been about 2 weeks since I started on the 30mg dose of Duromine. So I thought I'd bring you a little bit of an update, since stuff has definitely changed, and I said I would do an update when things change, so here it is. It's currently very late, and my cat is sleeping in my bed. Oh, so cute. But I have to be a bit quiet because my family is sleeping and I don't want to wake them up, so I apologise for that. I have a list here of things I want to talk about because I don't want to waste time sitting here thinking, because I tried to film this about 5 minutes ago and I got really confused. Oh, who's waking up? Yes, sorry, it's beautiful. I got really confused as to what I needed to talk about, so I've written my list. So I'll start off with my weight loss. My scales are actually broken. It's very sad. It's a sad thing. But I was at a friend's house on Sunday, and they have a scale, so I checked my weight on that. I'm not sure of how accurate that is. My scale's obviously calibrated differently to their scales and different error margins, so it's quite possible that it wasn't correct, but it said, I believe, 96 or 95 kilos, and I started at 103, so that would be an 8 kilo or 7 kilo loss in about 2 weeks, which is fabulous. It's almost at the peak of which is considered possible for weight loss, which is around 10 kilos in 2 weeks, so 5 kilos a week. Basically is as much as anyone's really going to be expected to lose. So it's very exciting. I imagine it will plateau off pretty soon. It's not sustainable to keep up that level of weight loss, but it's good. And that's with no exercise. I haven't been exercising at all. It's not even abnormally or not regularly. I just not at all. I don't do it. It's pretty bad. Okay, so that's nice. I'm doing this video mainly to talk about side effects though, because I have a friend who asked me to do more sort of stuff on side effects, so I figured instead of typing it out loud, I'd just do this video. So first and foremost, the worst and most difficult to manage side effect I have experienced is massive amounts of dryness in my lips and skin in general. I have dryness around my nose, dryness in my eyes, dryness in my nail bed things, and huge dryness in my lips. This has resulted in a cut right here. It's very painful. I just have to deal with that, and now I basically am applying chapstick constantly putting it on. It doesn't really work that well, but it's better than having nothing. With the dryness has come immense thirst, constant thirst, always drinking water. Doesn't bother me, because I can deal with that easily. I just carry a water bottle around. The dryness is frustrating because it's painful, but the thirst is just dealt with water. So that's not too bad, but it is pretty severe. Yeah, I drink a lot of water. I have to touch it. I drink a lot of water. I can't help it. It's something I need. I'm so thirsty. I never really feel like my throat feels dry though. It's interesting. I don't feel thirst in terms of, I'm actually dry and I need to drink water. I feel thirst just an immense need for it. It's quite interesting. Cat fur. But yeah, my list. Okay. The next side effect that I've been struggling with, which I find very, very strange, because I had heard of people sweating more, but I hadn't heard of what I've got, which is what I'm calling hot flashes. I get about 10-15 minute periods of time where I'm incredibly hot and I sweat like a crazy person. It's like who's on a really bad meth withdrawal. It's weird. Which I suppose makes sense because Duromine's amphetamines and so is meth, so there you go. But yeah, it's annoying. you know, it was 13 degrees and raining and freezing cold, and I had to take off my jumper because I was bright red and boiling hot and sweating. It's a bit embarrassing. That's really why that one bothers me. And it's a bit uncomfortable to be that sweaty, but it's just so embarrassing. Especially when you're overweight, and overweight people know that you struggle with sweating more than your skinny counterparts. So you get worried that people are seeing you sweat and thinking how unfit and fat you are, and that's frustrating. But that is more self-esteem problems than actual reality, so I need to not do that as much. Which I suppose leads into my next side effect, which I'd written on the list, which is indeed, sorry, I got a thing, indeed mood swings and really easily getting upset. I don't think I've had mood swings in terms of positivity apart from yesterday, because I hadn't slept at all for about 24 hours. It was ridiculous. And that wasn't because of the drug, that was a conscious choice, but the drug helped me not fail in not sleeping. It was a bit of a silly choice. I'm in my pajamas, aren't I sexy? A bit of a silly choice, but I did it, and toward the end of the 24 hours I got really, really, really hyperactive, and I don't think that's Duromine's fault. I imagine that is just the fact that I hadn't been sleeping at all. But I have had negative mood swings. I cry at everything. And it's not like a little, ooh. I full on break down and just cry. Everything. Every little thing, I have a cry. And if it's a really, really minuscule thing, I'll just tear up. Like if I ask my brother to come pick me up from school with no warning at all, I just say, "Can you come get me?" And he says no, I'll tear up a bit. It's not rational at all. I can't expect anything from him that quickly. It's weird. And I know it's irrational. I can't help it. I cry so easily. But that's not such a problem because, you know, no one's gonna ridicule a person for crying. It's just mean. And that leads me to my last side effect, which is sleeping patterns have been affected, definitely. Sleeping is no longer something I can just sort of like get into bed and then I go to sleep. It's never really been something like that for me. I have had issues with insomnia my entire life, but it's more so now. So now the only way for me to sleep is with music playing that I know the words to, so I can distract myself from constant thinking. And that's something I've gotten on Duromine, is sort of a buzzy mind. I've always, always thoughts running constantly at ridiculous speeds through my head, and that's impacted my sleep. I'm not any more restless in terms of the actual sleeping than I was before, so it hasn't actually affected how often I wake up, though I do wake up in the night, but that has always been the case with my sleeping, so that has not been affected, I don't think. And like I said, I didn't sleep for 24 hours, consciously chose not to, but because of the drug, I didn't crash. I didn't collapse on the ground in a heap like a sim. I just, I didn't even really feel that tired. I obviously was, because when I went to sleep after that, I slept like a log for 12 and a half hours. Whoops. Like a log, and I never sleep like a log, so that evidently I was tired, but I did not feel tired, and that's how Duromine helped me stay awake. So if you need to stay awake for whatever reason, and you want to lose a bit of weight, it'll work. So yeah, I think that's everything. I did get asked when I'm going off it and what I'm changing in terms of it in general. My final exams start in about 5 weeks. I do not want to be on a drug known for increasing anxiety and stress while I'm doing my final exams of my last year of high school, so I will be going off the drug either at the end of this packet, which is in 2 weeks, or earlier. I have to talk to my GP about that soon, but I'm not staying on it for my exams. It's not going to happen. It depends, basically when I go off, it depends on how long my GP thinks it will take me to get over the withdrawal. That's basically it. However long she thinks it will take me to stop feeling weird and get back into a regulated routine. It's possible she might even say that because I've been on this for a certain amount of time to stay on it because I have regulated, but I don't know. I will be talking to her, but I believe I will be going off it within the next 2 weeks. So, yeah, thanks for everyone who's been supporting me and watching these videos. It's a bit cute, to be honest. I didn't really expect anything to come of this. I didn't think anyone would even watch these, but I have had a bit of a response, and that's lovely. And to everyone sending you personal messages, thank you. And anyone who started the drug, good luck. It's definitely not a walk in the park, but it comes down to how much you want to achieve it. And when you've tried everything and nothing's worked, sometimes it's the only option. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and if you've got any questions, do ask me, because I reply to all of my messages and comments, and I'm happy to let people know. And my cat says good night too, I believe. Isn't he just so cute? So cute. Oh, I'm such a cat person. Bye guys.